So, today, I'm going to be making the Alton Brown peanut butter cookie recipe. Here are the ingredients. 1 cup of peanut butter. Now, preferably, natural, organic, local. In the video, Alton says Jif, which is okay, but I prefer to support this company. And a whole bucket. You don't have to buy the whole bucket. I just wanted to get the bucket because it makes sound. So, half a cup or 120 grams of white sugar, 120 grams of brown sugar. Reason for weight, as explained also in the video. Certain sugars pack differently, so doing it by weight is the best option. 1 egg, which will make noise in this metal bowl. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, not powder, soda. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Yay, kosher salt. Kosher salt. Now this is where things are going to get a tad messy. First part, put this into there. Especially with this kind of peanut butter, it's pretty messy. Hence why I also have a clean sink right next to me. That way, cleaning will be done a lot easier. And I probably should add a spatula, as Alton also says in the recipe, but I have only so many spatulas and so many times I do want to clean. So, there's the peanut butter into the sink where I will clean it. Next, sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. First sugar. That also goes into the sink, though not dirty, but still. Then brown sugar. Oh, that was poppy. And now we mix. Also, while I'm mixing, one thing you do need to know, as you can see in the oven behind me, preheat it to 350 degrees. Our oven likes to be a little temperamental if not warmed up properly, so warming that up will help you greatly. Just because I find once it's been heated, for at least with our oven, if it's been heated for a little bit of time before I even started prep, and I kick the door kicking optional, prepping it makes a difference while I let in the cat. Say hi to the audience, Cookie. Okay, I'll let you down. Which is perfect timing because I think that's pretty well mixed. So, next step in this process is the rest of the ingredients. Crack the egg. I honestly prefer just against the counter. I used to actually for a while did against the bowl. I got inconsistent results. So, against the counter. Smooth into the trash. Wipe against your Ben & Jerry's apron or whatever apron of company you prefer. But wait, there's more. This sink should be cleaned. Baking soda. Vanilla extract. Remember to stay hydrated. And last, but still very important, kosher salt. Get all of it in there. And more mixing. Do-do-do-do. I do-do-do-do-do. Singing my own little tune because I don't want a copyright strike. A copyright strike. I don't want a copyright strike. You know, I am a musician, so I should probably also make some music of my own at some point to go over this while it's instead of just these noises. But some people also like the ASMR portion. Ooh, okay. Now, we are all guilty of at some point having our own dough. If you haven't, I truly believe you're not a cook or a baker. Well, cooking meat's different because safetyness, but come on, if you're going to live, have some raw dough. But, because other people are going to see this, this is how I do the taste. Because I truly believe whenever you're baking, you always got to try your dough before you make it. Because I've often had a dough where I had to start from scratch. And I don't like having to waste time baking to then make bad cookies. So here's their taste. There we go. Clean spoon. So, the next part of this, after you drink a drink of water, big drink of water. Excuse me. You need another part. As you can see already in frame, one of these. I think it's a tablespoon. Well, we have measuring cups. Yep, one that was in the drying rack. Yep, that's a tablespoon. So, tablespoon, one of these, do the multiple tests, make sure it makes that noise. If it doesn't make the noise, I don't know. So you'll need the noise maker, but after that, 2 baking sheets. Number 1, and number 2, with parchment paper on there. Parchment paper is one of those things that in my time of learning of baking is essential. Because watch what can happen. You're baking, oh no, it's stuck, I'm gonna have to wait. Nope. Boom! And it's off. It's so easy. And even if for some reason in your cooking or baking, it gets kind of stuck, it's a lot easier to get parchment paper off of a pan than it is the actual item. So, let's get started with this. Now we want about 8 or 9 to a pan, depending on what you yield. Sometimes I find I get more, sometimes I get less. All depends on how the ingredients are feeling that day. Because I also do most of my ingredients, I think actually in this bit, including the eggs, everything was local organic. So, while that is very good, sometimes they're not always 100% consistent, but I will take a little bit of inconsistency with knowing I'm not eating a ton of chemicals. So let's see here, we got 6. I think we can get 2 more. 1. A 2. Now, we're not cooking them this size, which I kind of want to try, but don't. So, get a fork. A fork. And then, press it down. Now really press it down, because one time I made these and I didn't do this very well, and I ended up with very thick, and not the good kind of thick cookies. Because when they're too thick with the time allotted to cook, will not cook them fully, and even if you're doing the right time, it's just a pain. So, press down. And then spread. Press the other way. Spread. So already you get to see that distinct pattern that these cookies, come on, there we go. But sometimes, again, of how sticky this is, the normal technique doesn't always work, so you gotta be a little resourceful and scratch your leg. Again, leg scratching optional. Now put your finger there and drag. We'll even do it again. Finger and then drag. Take the little bits, put it back there, push down and drag. Push down and drag. Say it with me. Push down and drag. Push down and drag with the finger as assistant. Wash your hands, which I did before. Clean hands when doing this is very critical. Less for the flavor, but more for health reasons. Alright, a little rustic on this part. But I'm pretty happy with that, so that's one down. Now, sometimes I've made this recipe, I've had a little bit extra, sometimes not. We'll see what ends up today. And it looks like today we just might have the full thing. In fact, in the past, what I've done is taken the extra and put it in a little container to eat on own or just to make a small batch of them. But I think today, well, I guess today we will be having some extra because these cookies do spread a bit in the baking process, so I kind of don't want that. So this goes to the side. And see the fork? Fork gets used again. Should actually keep this here. Makes it so when you have that little extra crumbs, they actually have a place to go. Actually. As opposed to no place to go, which is a bad thing. Put that back together there. Come on. One. And then a spread. That's going to be a much smaller cookie. Press that down, finger, spread. Press down, finger, and a spread. Press down, finger, spread. A press down, a finger, and a spread. Press down, finger, and a spread. Press down, finger, and a spread. A press down, finger, and a spread. Ooh, that might be a little neat tune for the future. Press down, finger, and a spread. Press down, finger, and a spread. A press down, finger, and a spread. Alright. Remember, oven, 350. This will be for 10 minutes. I can just fit these in. Some ovens you may not be able to fit depending on how deep it is. So just what you do is halfway through, just switch it. And as you can see, there we go. 10 minutes. Make sure to use oven mitts. I particularly like these because you can be little Muppets with them. Whoa. Well, the lumber. And then be fancy with your foot. Now you might find, depending, especially if you've used organic like I have, they're going to kind of burn. You're going to smell some burning. Don't worry. You should still check. But what probably the burning smell is some of the cookie just kind of falling off, which it does because doesn't have as many chemicals to keep it together. So nothing to really worry about. Turn your oven off. Next, cooling racks. This is a regular cooling rack that we have. And this is a baking rack / cooling rack, and that's the cap. The baking rack, as its name implies, is rated for baking. The other one could, in theory, be used for baking, but I've never seen it say that, and some of the paint kind of wears off, which makes it it's fine. It's a cooling rack, but I don't want to bake it. So, here's this. Let these cool for about 5-10 minutes, then enjoy with milk or whatever you enjoy cookies with. Thank you.